actually to deal with little more bigger systems, more than one electron particles, more than one electron systems, be it atoms or molecules. So one electron is okay, we learned a lot of stuff, but how to deal with more than that? Because nobody is going to be happy with hydrogen atom. I'm sure as a chemistry student, none of you are going to work on hydrogen atom. So same thing with biology, physics, and other areas. So that means there has to be some generalizations how to deal with the many electron problems. The first step of dealing with the many electron problems is to understand the language. We have learned a lot of things, but we have not spent much time about how to deal with the equations. So today's class is about the, let me write. So this is a very basic introduction as much as we need for our journey. So matrix formulation of quantum mechanics. You know this differential equation, the operator eigenvalue equation that you have written in the form of a differential equation. But these are hardly solved in this way. We actually do what? We transform the equations into the matrix equations. Okay. So we need to understand that how this is done. So the first thing is that you need to see that there is a notation called, I am sure all of you are familiar with this, but we'll just, to keep the pace low and, just to recap, Dirac notation. Because you have to write very large, very big, nasty, complicated equations. So we need some precise notation, otherwise it will become very difficult to deal with them. With this understanding, so there is an elegant notation. In this notation, what happens is that we simplify the stuff. So what happens is that you have a lot of functions. So in the Dirac notation, what you do is that you have a function, say psi n x. Okay. So what you do is that you give a notation. You write this as the kit, as a ket. Okay, ket. And you write the ket. So this is this is a function. What is psi n? I think for the whole discussion today, let us have a notation. Let us have some simplification. Psi n x, let us write this. 0 for x less than 0 equal to 2 to the power half sine n pi x and is equal to 0 for 1 less than x, and this is between 0 less than x less than 1. You recognize this function? What is this function? Who can say? So what is this function? This psi n x is equal to 0 and then root over 2 sine n pi x for the range 0 to x, 0 to 1, and x greater than 1, it is 0. Can you tell me what kind of function is this? You can write in the chat box. What kind of a function is this? You have read some model system for which this is an eigen 1D particle in a box with L is equal to 1. Fantastic. Good start. Okay. So this is a set of function I have written. So all the discussion today, at least in the beginning, at the first part, will deal with this kind of function. It's a continuous function, you know. So I am going to denote this psi n's as this. This psi n's, I am going to denote this with this Okay, and I am also going to write so this is the kit, and I am going to write what will be happening. So this will be the complex conjugate of the kit. Okay, complex conjugate of the kit, right? For the case of function, actually, it is complex conjugate is good enough, but in practice, it will be, sorry, in more general term, they will be actually adjoints. Okay, the bra and kit, you know that this is going to be called the kit, and this is the bra vector. So bra and kit are connected to interconnected by an adjoint operation. What is an adjoint operation? Adjoint operation is actually the complex conjugate transpose, right? For the functions, the transpose has no meaning. So you can actually look at the complex conjugate, right? So transpose will come with the matrices, right? So this thing is actually psi n x star, right? So this is my kit, this is my bra, and so bra you can equivalent, you can go from back and forth from bra to kit by this. Okay, but what is important is that I am going to write this as this. So now this I will, sometimes we can also write it like this, sometimes we will also write like this. So your n takes values, your n can take the values that you want. So for each of them I can write like this. So there is this integration, you are familiar with this, but so that's what we are going to call the MN kit. Okay. So this is your nothing but delta Mn. Okay. So this is very simple. So this is the way we are going to represent the function set. Right. Now you can tell me why I chose this psi n. What is so special about this? Is there anything special about this? No. I just wrote for the illustration. Okay. You can write any function in this notation like this. But remember, the actual thing that this line, you should be careful little. So your psi n is actually psi n star, जो लिखे हो तुम, right? So complex conjugate transpose, this is the adjoint, this is the adjoint, this is means complex conjugate transpose, right? So because we do not have anything to transpose, transpose means you make the rows to columns and columns to rows. Okay, so in this case we do not have any rows and columns, we are going to be happy with this notation itself. So just if you take the complex conjugate, then it back the bra and kit is sufficiently understood. With this little thing, now what we are going to do is that, so this is the basic notation. Now we are going to, let us keep this, we are going to represent the vector representation of function. Very simple, but it is just a notation, you know, so nothing to worry about. Vector representation of function, we are going to, so let us suppose you have a function fx. You know, all of you have studied Fourier series and all this kind of polynomials and all this kind of stuff, series expansion of functions you have written. So we are going to give this, we are going to write this function. I can write a function, arbitrary function. What is this function? What is its connection to anything? This function is any arbitrary function in this world. Okay. in any arbitrary function, we'll in the second half we'll say a little more about the specification of function, but in general you can write it for any function in this world can be written in a sum like this. Now this is a very important expression, right? Why? So in this case, now I have to, this I said that any function, arbitrary function. What about this? 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 And where is it going to end? So ideally the sum is of infinite terms, first of all. And what are these? F1, F2, F3. So these are, and all these Fn. So I can give a general name Fn. Fn's are the coefficients. Okay, the coefficients of function. And what are psi n? Now the important question is, what is psi n? Psi 1, psi 2, psi n. You can choose psi 1, psi 2, psi 3 and psi n for anything, but you have learned something interesting about these Hermitian operators. You know, you have learned something very interesting about the properties of Hermitian operators, which says that the eigenfunctions of the non-degenerate eigenfunctions of Hermitian operators always form a complete orthonormal basis. Is this line clear? Is this known to everybody? I think I discussed in the beginning, but let us understand now it in its full glory. So that means your psi 1, psi 2 up to psi n is actually a part of a basis. They actually are constituting a basis. Okay, what does it mean? It means, so I am going to write a basis as B, basis. So that means my psi n x, the set, is a part of a basis. So psi 1 is one such member of that basis. Basis is a set. One member is psi 1, another member is psi 2, another member is psi 3. Right? But what is the specialty? Specialty is that these bases, they can be the Hermitian operator eigenvectors of any system. That means you can take particle in a box and the corresponding eigenvectors must form a basis. You can take the particle in a ring, the corresponding eigenvectors set. If you have solved the Schrodinger equation of that particular problem, that set of eigenfactors, that set of eigenfunctions can also form a basis. So that means if you take the particle in a ring, particle in a sphere, then that can also form a basis. You can take the particle in a, you can take the hydrogen atom, that eigenfunctions can also form a basis. If it forms a basis, what it means? That means any arbitrary function in this case. So you can choose, is there any restriction on choosing basis? There is no restriction on basis, but sometimes some choices are better than others. That your common sense tells you. Like for example, in this case, this x goes from minus infinity to plus infinity, right? So you have a function like this. Now it is up to you to discuss whether you want to choose a problem where your x grows from minus infinity to plus infinity or 0 to infinity, say for example in the radial polar coordinates, right? So it is only this kind of stuff. But you know, even if you change that, then your mathematics, your equations, their answers, your answer is never going to change. Only the difficulty is going to be harder sometimes. So if you take this, so instead of representing, if you want to represent this fx function by say hydrogen atom wave function, right? That looks a little bit bizarre because it is a function which is suited for Cartesian functions. You can see that, right? So that kind of things you have to consider. If you do not consider, then also it is fine, but you have to work hard because your equations are going to be tricky. That's all. Apart from that, so you are any basis, but sometimes the basis can be whether it is convenient for you or not. That is up to you to understand. Okay. But our job is to understand the vector representation of function in this notation. I think I told you. So these psi and set, I have explained all of this, f1, f2, f3, right? These are coefficients. How they are coming, we are going to do it. But psi1, psi2, psi3, up to what? They are coming from a basis that you have chosen, which are coming from the eigenfunction solution, eigenvalue equation solution of a corresponding to a Hermitian operator. You can choose that. So that is why we say that the basis is complete in the sense, what is the meaning of word complete? That means if you take the complete set of eigenfunctions, that means all the psi n x, not 1, 2, 3, 4, the all, complete means all. If you choose all the eigenfunctions of corresponding to this h psi, this is coming from a solution of this kind of equation. For a particle in a box, of course, you solve this, you got it under this constraint. So if you solve this, if you take this whole set, you can take this as a basis to expand this function. That is what is the meaning of this. Is it clear? It's a very important concept, very simple concept, but should not be confused. Is it clear? Okay. I guess it is clear. If it is not, you please raise your voice. Okay. Let us see what I can give. How can I simplify this little bit? So what I am going to do is that this, first of all, I am going to write these guys at just 1, 2, 3, 4. That means I want to write psi1 x as simple Kate 1. But remember, this is psi1. This is as psi2 x. That means I want to write as 2. This is at psi3 x. I want to write is x 3. I can go on. There is no problem in that. Now my question is that what is my f1? The big question. Naturally, if you have expanded a function, so suppose, if you have, let us suppose do one thing. So you are all familiar with this kind of little trick. So suppose you multiply this whole equation by this in the left side and right side. That means you multiply by the bra1 vector and then integrate over the whole space. What will happen? I request you to answer this question. If these functions, so I think the answer to this question have some ideas. So let us have this question answered in the class. Who can answer this? Suppose I take both sides of this equation and multiply from the left by the bra vector 1 in the left and right side. What will be the outcome of this equation? Let us slow down the class. How is it going to happen? What is going to be in the left side? What is going to be in the right side? Okay, lot of people are saying F1. That's a very cryptic message. What do you mean by F1? So what is in the left side? There is an equation, right? So it has a left hand side, it has a right hand side. Can you please write both sides? What will be happening in the left side? What will be happening in the right side? Somebody please stand and say. Hello? Sanjay, what is in the left hand side?
On the left hand side, we'll be left with one vector dot fx, which will be fx component in the one.
Can you write?
Basis.
No. Don't go so fast, please. Can you just tell me? I want to write it. So just tell me what should I write?
Like one vector, like bra1.
Then?
The line.
Yes.
And then f of x.
Yes.
And then close.
Close. Okay.
Equals.
Then? Equals. Okay.
Equal f1.
Why is it f1?
Because like one and like F1 is a constant will come out, and then
So,
bra1 times ket1 will give me 1.
so it is right, right? And then you
Hmm.
said that because F1 is a constant, I can always bring it back. So this becomes F1 and 1, 1, right?
Yes, sir.
This is what you're saying, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then what happens? That is this.
For the rest, we get one like bra1 ket2, and then all of them are 0 because
So,
they form an orthonormal basis.
so you have already assumed something which I did not tell you, which is good to assume because these eigenfunctions are orthonormal. So that means you have taken these to be 1 and all these things to be 0 because 1, 2, 1, 3, right? That is what you have done,
Yes, sir.
right? Very good. So that means what you got is that 1f is equal to f1, right? So what you will get if I do this exercise for 2, what will I get? Somebody else, let somebody else speak. What will I get if I do this? Who wants to say? Do I have to call the names? Nobody wants to take the charge? Surbhi says 2f equal to f2. That's very good. So I can see 2f is equal to f2. So now you can continue. What will be my nth term, Surbhi? I can do it for psi n. I can do it for all of them. So if I keep on doing this for nth term, so nf equal to fn, okay? Okay. So while doing this, never forget what is n. Sometimes you forget. So this is the psi 1, 2 is psi 2, n is psi n star. So that means by this exercise, you can derive, you can find out these coefficients. Now you got a prescription to find out the coefficients from this little exercise. So that means I can general terms write my Fn is given by this expression. So where Fn is equal to Nf. This is what we derived. Okay, very simple. So that means if I tell you what is my basis, psi n, right? I can find out any function through by fn's. Do you understand that? ये सब तो समझ गए हो. But do you understand the implication? That means in this universe you can derive or write any function arbitrarily by putting in the left hand side, and just if I tell you what is the basis, how do you write that function? By finding out the coefficients which are called the fn's, right? So let us take an example to illustrate this fact, and then we'll come to the generalizations. Suppose I have this function. Suppose I write this function to reproduce. So fx is equal to 0 if x less than 0 is equal to 16 over 3 root 7 sine to the power 5 pi x. This is x less than 0 less than 1 equals to, and 0 if x greater than 1. Suppose I want to model this function. A lot of you are going to do modeling in your life. So this is a modeling, a basic case of modeling. Let us see how it works. So you want to model this function, right, by a basis which is defined by this equation. The problem is known. The problem is that you want to define a function Now the question is why you want to define this function? Function अगर मेरे पास है तो मुझे define उसका क्या जरूरत है? The problem is that you do not have that function. For the ideal case, we wrote the function in the analytical form. But for realistic terms, you do not know the function. What you know is that the value of function at certain points, but you are not able to represent the function in an analytical form. That's the challenge, right? But to understand that problem, we write a function which is known to us, right? And see how it can be modeled by a particular basis. So in order to do these functions, what is my job? My job is f1, sorry, 1, 2, 3 is given from this expression, right? And I want to write fx here. This is my fx. So which should be, of course, these two ranges are trivial, right? So that means within this range, this function should be written as this. So in order to do that, I choose a basis which is given by that set of equations, which is 1, 2, 3, and dot, 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 dot. Right? So what is to be done? What is to be done? Only thing that I have to do is that I have to find out the proper coefficients. Okay? So is that understood? So I can do that. So my f1, you have already worked out, f1 is equal to 1f, right? So let us write. So that means psi1 star f, psi1 star x, and fx dx. So if you do this integration, right, psi1 star x from here 2 to the power half sine pi x, and fx, which is given by this in this region. Do this 0 to 1 integration. That will give you the answer, and that answer I will write for you is 5 over 3 root over 2 by 7. Right? And I can write f2. f2 will be what? f2 will be, what will be f2? Can anybody tell me? It's easy to figure out what is f2. So f2, f4, these guys are going to be 0. Okay, so f2 is equal to 0. Okay, so is f4. And f3, you do this the same exercise, that means 3f. And if you do that, that will give you minus 5 over 3 root over 14. And then f5 is 1 over 3 root over 14. Now very interestingly what happens, so this is a simple exercise one can be done. So you can do this. Right. Now what? Now I want to define the real notation, which I still have not done. What I want to do is that now, you see that these things are becoming very lengthy. I want to give some concise notation. What I want to do is that I want to give this. So this, now I go back to that Dirac notation. So I can put this is a ket fx. So this f is, this ket is, now understand one thing, I can express this function by only mentioning f1, f2, f3 and dot 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 dot, means the coefficients in a particular basis. So that means as long as I mention that basis, I can just write the function or express the function in the form of coefficients f1, f2, f3, f4. Why? Because if I change my basis, my f1, f2, f3, f4 are going to change. Is that clear? As long as I mention then this is a set, this is the representation. So this is where the term comes, representation. Representation is a very important word in science, you know. We are going to see it many times. But in your symmetry course, you must be hearing a lot of this representation, you know. So this is what we call the representation of this function in the basis B, where B is the particle in a box basis. So if you mention this, your F1, F2, F3, F4, F5 are unique, just like you saw it, right? If you change the basis, you have to find out then coefficients again, right? So this is what is the representation of the function in a given basis. So this representation is a column matrix. So this is the vector representation of the function. We are going to represent a kit by a vector. So in this particular case, I can write down the F1, F2, F3, F4, which is my 5 over 3 root over 2 by 7. Psi 2 is 0. Psi 3 is minus 5 over 3 root over 14. Again 0. Psi 5 is one over 3 root over 14. 0. This will work out. So this is the vector representation of the function in the basis which is given by this. Is this thing clear to everybody? Or anybody has any question? Any question, comments, or anything? Okay.
Sir, why are
Yes,
F2 and F4 0?
Bolo?
Even terms. Why are F2 and F4 and other even terms 0?
Why F2 and F4 0? Who can answer? Did you look at what is going to happen? If you do this, 2F, 4F. What is the integrand? What is the integrand? Who asked this question, please?
It's me.
Bolo, what is the integrand? Integral likhe ho.
Psi star of what that state?
Yeah, what is that? What is the integrand?
Psi star 2.
Yes, psi star 2 ऐसे मत बोलो. Psi 2 star.
Okay, psi 2 star.
Yes. And then for F, right?
F, yeah.
तो क्या होता है? Psi 2 star में क्या होगा? See, you did not even write the function. Your friend is answering the question. You put the proper value of n, right?
Yes.
Right? So it's just a matter of even, odd, pi to pi, that kind of little stuff, right? There is nothing else in it.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, but now, अभी जो पढ़ा रहा है, अभी जो representation समझ आ रहा है अद्वैत?
Yes, sir.
Representation बहुत ही important चीज है. Those people who are, trying to do a lot of stuff, you should understand what is representation. You cannot have confusion in that. Okay, so I told you the basis, the bra and kit, the notation has an adjoint to switch back and forth. So I can write that. So if this guy is this is the kit, what should be my bra? So now in this case, I have represented a function by a matrix, column vector. Okay, right? So what is my F in this case? So you will take the complex conjugate transpose now, right? What is the complex conjugate? These are all real numbers. So you will get, so let us write this. We can write this whole stuff, So I can write this F1 star F3 star, F4 star, right? So that means 5 by 3 root over 2 by 7, 0 minus 5 over 3 root over 14 or whatever, please, 1 over 3 root over 14. So this is my, the bra f of this function in this basis, okay? So if I change my basis, you now can do the whole stuff. There is no problem in this world. Or even if I change the function, keeping the same basis, then you can see that everything is dependent on these coefficients. So coefficients are actually, what are the coefficients? We are going to discuss the physical significance little later. But in this representation, function is represented by a column vector. This much is clear. Is that clear? So can you tell me what is the representation? That means every function in this notation, in this vector representation of function, is every kit is a column vector, right? So what is my basis kits? What is the representation of the basis? What is the representation of this? What is the representation? Because they are also a kit. हो सकता है basis kit है, पर है तो है, right? So what will happen? Who can answer? Let me say. What is the representation of the kits? The basis kits. If you can answer, then you have understood. Suppose I want to write 2. What should be the representation? That's great. 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. Can you tell me why is it so? What is the representation of 1? Of course, you can write.
It will be 1, 0, 0, 0.
But why is it so?
Because it's the basis and the coefficient is 5 by 3 into 2 by 7, root 2.
It is not clear, sir. You need to make it say more clearly. Why is it so? Bolo? You know it, right? Huh? You say it. Why is it so?
When you multiply the coefficients with them and add up those, we get F.
But it is not going to happen if I write this as this. What is the problem? सबके साथ ही हो सकता है, नहीं हो सकता है?
And then there will be orthonormal.
Then what?
Then the basis won't be orthonormal. That will be equal to basis A.
Can you show me how you can prove that this orthogonal? Bases are orthogonal, you have said, right? Everybody has agreed. Somebody even used this, right? So that means my 1, 1 is to be what? It should be
1.
What is my 2, 2?
1.
Right? So that means my n should be always 1, right? And what is my 1, 2?
0.
Or anything. That means be m, n, where m not equal to n is equal to 0, right? Right? So now you can see that if I have to take 1, 1, what is meaning of 1, 1 in this notation? What is 1, 1? I want to write the matrix. What is this?
So it will be row vector with 1 and 0, 0 in product with column vector 1, 0, 0, 0.
Right? Yeah, na?
Yes, sir.
So that gives me 1. If I make it 2, what will happen?
0.
That's what. You will still get 0, 1.
Yes, sir.
If you get 3, you will make the 1 more, we'll do. So I will always get 1. But if, what will happen if I take 1, 2? What will happen? If I made it everybody 1, that is not going to work, na?
Yes, sir.
None of these things will going to work. So you need to do 1, 0, 0 means. So for all of them, so you understood the kit replace. Thank you. Please sit down. So all of you understood the vector representation of the kit. Everybody clear? Shiv Kumar? Churbi, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you understood the vector representation of the function. Okay. So we are going to write the function in terms of its coefficients and mentioning or implicitly keeping just that what is that basis, in which basis you have written this. That's all you need to know. So now the matrix represent, so this was the function. So now we are going to represent the operators, because that is what is the most important part. The matrix representation of the operators. So what is going to happen in the basis? You understand that every time you have a representation, you have to have a basis. Okay? So the basis, if my operator is O, so my basis is M. Now I am not going to write psi M even. So the matrix representation of an operator in the basis is this. That means psi M star O psi N. That means this is so matrix representation of an operator in a basis requires you to find out the matrix elements, which is given by one such matrix element is Mn. Right? So now if I write dx, suppose this is my basis. Once again for the whole, if this is my basis, right? I want to represent the operator dx. What is dx? Dx is equal to ddx. I want to represent that operator in this basis. Right? So what do I have to do? I have to do ddx is equal to ddx. That's it. Okay. So, and my basis is given by mn. So I can just write out some of the terms of this basis. So can you tell me what is going to happen? 1 dx 1. What is going to happen? Okay. 1 dx 2. Who can say? Let us see. Okay. So 1 dx 3. 1 dx 3. And then I am more interested to find out dx square, because that's where my kinetic energy operator is made of. X square, you know, square. Work it out. So just, I think it is fair enough to ask what is 1 dx 1 nahi hai to 1 dx square 1 kya hoga bolo. I have written, but let us see dx square. What will happen to this guy? Because we want to write the matrix representation of an operator dx square. what will happen? Can somebody tell me? How can I write the matrix representation of the operator dx square in this basis? That will elaborate some certain things. Who can write? What is 1 dx square 1? What is 1 dx square 1? Madhur? Yes? Bolo, koi bolo? Yeah, Surajit. I see you after a long time. So tell me, what is going to happen? 1 dx square 1. Hello? Okay, Mona Lisa. Hello? They don't want to speak. Bidipta, I'm just looking for some new people, you know. 1 dx square 1. What should I do? Okay, who knows it? Let us see. Sanjay, you want to say?
So when we differentiate the sin n pi x twice,
Mhm.
we'll get the same function back with a minus, and then the pi will come out like
Mhm.
twice, so that minus pi square.
Yeah, but in order to write this, you need to do this. What is exactly this expanded form? This is psi n square.
Integral.
Yes, Bolo?
So integral sin square, and then like double differentiation of psi n.
Right. This is what, right?
Yes, sir.
So psi m is your now psi 1, right?
Yes, sir.
O psi 1 dx. That's what it is. And O is your ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
So what is your idea?
Like when we differentiate sin pi x twice,
Mhm.
we'll get sin back, but with a negative sign.
Yeah.
And of course, we'll get the pi twice as well. In
Mhm.
both of the differentiations, we'll have a pi coefficient. So we'll have minus pi square, psi 1, like psi 1 star psi, which is 1. So minus pi square.
But don't you have any other idea? That's a very hard way, right? You still have to differentiate the function 2 times. Then you have to write psi 1 multiply by, then you have to do the integration, right? Yes or no, Sanjay?
Yes, I will have to do that. I can't think of a different way.
I think some of your friends might have some ideas. Abhilip sir, do you have some ideas? We need some ideas. Very
So,
simple.
can we take the sign outside of that differential into that integral and differentiation?
Mean you mean to take this side out of the integration?
No, no, that other side into that differentiation.
This one.
Yes.
You want to take it outside, but this is an integration with respect to
No,
x.
not outside, inside the differential.
Or you want to take this guy here?
Yes. And
But-
differentiating the whole thing side.
But this operator has to operate on this one. This is what you have learned in quantum mechanics, right?
Yes, sir, but we can
You can take this function there.
by change if that is sin x, we can take one minus, like we can.
Okay, let's say operator, okay, and there is a function f2, this is a function f1. This is exactly what it is, right? Psi1, psi2. So this you can call it psi2, okay? So how can you take this function over here? Oh, you said that if it is Hermitian operator and that kind of stuff, psi1 a psi2 is equal to a psi1 psi2. You're saying this?
No, sir. It's, I can actually explain.
No, but nobody else. I thought some people might have some ideas. It's a very simple idea.
Like in this case, at least, given that the double differentiation equation is actually like the double differential is actually very closely related to the potential, like the energy equation for a particle in a box.
Mm-hmm.
At least for this case, we could treat it as the average value, right? I mean, except for the minus h, and then
संजय
that's another hard way though. But
तुम सोच रहे हो but तुम थोड़ा मिस कर रहे हो. Let me see if somebody else has any idea. Adrija, Surbhin, I'd be very surprised if nobody has any better idea. Rohan, Tahiti, Suranjana. Let us see what ideas you have, because this is very complex. If it is, you have to, if this is the way to do it, it will be very hard. There is no purpose of choosing my basis in a, I have chosen my basis as good as possible. पर उसमें भी अगर इतना problem है, so it's not very pleasant news for me, you know. So what is the, but why cannot you see that these eigenfunctions, these functions, where did they come from, Sanjay? Where did they come from?
particle in a box. One
So that means you actually solved this problem. H psi is equal to E psi. Luckily, in this case, we put this, right? You solved this and you got it. What was your Hamiltonian? Your Hamiltonian was only minus d square by dx square with a
h,
twice m, right?
yes, sir.
So don't you see that this operator is exactly corresponding to this Hamiltonian? This equation, तो फिर इतना सारे काम करने का मतलब क्या रहा? You have already solved the eigenvalue equation. You see how stupid it looks like if you want to do it again, because you have solved it all the times in your life to get this, right? Now what I've said is that, okay, let us, what was your h? Minus h cross square over twice m d square dx square. There was no v. यही तो था. Yes or no, Sanjay?
Yes, sir.
So don't.
That's right.
So why should I again solve this? Cannot I just this result to use here? This is just h psi, right? Abhilip sir, do you understand? How stupid not to know?
Yes, sir.
Exactly your h psi. The meaning of h psi. One gives you E1 psi. That means instead of this writing, you minus h crosses into twice square, because you have to twice m by h crosses square. You did not have this factor, right? यहाँ पे तुम अगर minus m d square dx or psi 1, that will give you what? Psi 1, right? So don't you see that it will give you, I can use that expression to do this? Yes or no? Hello?
Yes, sir. Sir, your voice is breaking.
कोई बात नहीं, देख तो रहे हो.
No,
What?
sir.
But you understand the thing, na?
Yes, sir.
When you want to, we want to watch some movie, yes, we did not know English. What is going on? You know, that's more important. तो ठीक है, अभी बड़ा concept है, simple सा, miss it. तो फिर तुम कुछ नहीं सीखा हुआ, right? You see that you solved that equation, meaning of eigenvalue equation, right? So you will straight away the result from here. So that means I will just scale this with appropriation coefficients. Operator तो d square dx square ही है, तो मैं यहाँ पे -2m h cross square लगा दूंगा, -h cross square tm. So eigenvalue will be multiplied by that number, right? So I can have a prescription to write this. That is why if you do that, it will give you just nothing but -h cross square, because your n is 1, minus pi square. n square h square 8m l square जो तुमने लिखे हो उसके साथ माइनस मल्टीप्लाई करो and then put the value of n to be 1 and divide by twice m by h cross square, you will get minus pi square. Is this understood? Is this step understood? So if this is the case, then what will happen to my 1 or 2? What is going to happen if you have understood this? If you have not understood this, it will be very hard. But what will happen to this?
It will be 0, sir.
Very good. Why is it 0?
Because 2 is also an eigenfunction, so we'll get 2 back, and then we'll have some constant times 1, 2.
Exactly. So you see how simple it looks like, the rule. So this is again O2, you will get with some constant psi 2 back, but this 1 and 2 are the eigenfunctions of the same particle in a box problem. So you will get back a 0. So you can see that what is going to happen 1, 2, 3, and for that matter 1 to n, what will happen if n not equal to 1? What will happen, Sanjay?
They'll all be 0 as far as n is not equal to 1.
Very good. They will all be 0. Okay. So what is going to happen to my -2, 2? Do you understand? Isn't it very interesting? If I just write 2, 2, what will happen? Now you should be able to tell me very quickly. Who can do? Let us write it down.
It's minus 4 pi square.
Very good. So it is, I am going to write now, minus pi square. You have said that 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3. So 2, 2. This is 2, 2. 2, 1 is going to be again 0.
0.
Right? So 2, 2 is minus 4 pi square. 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5 will be all 0. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So what will be the next quickly?
Minus 9 pi square.
Minus 9 pi square. So what kind of a matrix is this? What kind of a matrix is this? What is this matrix? This is the representation of the dx square operator in the basis of particle in a box. इतने सारे बातें हैं, right? What kind of a matrix is this?
It's a diagonal matrix.
It's a diagonal matrix, right? So you got a new definition of diagonal matrix, right? So we'll meet in the next class in Wednesday. Is it sufficiently, the pace is good today? Surbi, is the pace good today? Everybody else, it is okay today? Or kuch? Hello? Okay, so I think we'll go in this space now, okay? I hope that you have understood everything. So Wednesday we'll meet, but I have a question for you to tell me. So are you going to do the tutorial on Wednesday or will not? You can discuss with the class, then also you can let me know. If it is yes, we'll do, otherwise we'll not do, okay? In case we are meeting at Wednesday, 2 o'clock, okay? So please think about this problem. We'll take it, okay? We'll take it from here. Okay, so just write me, Surbi, okay? Okay, thank you.